Hey everyone, my name is Manu, and this is my blog, or video blog. So, about a couple days ago, I decided that, you know, I haven't had many creative outlets in my life. Generally, I never really got too much into any one thing except for maybe Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And I decided that, the thing that I love to do is to spread ideas. And, in doing part of, for me, what I feel like I've kind of been missing, because part of this is about getting something that I haven't been feeling I can express normally, um, which is sort of like a type of creative freedom. And for me, I want to be able to express my ideas, especially on the topic of spirituality, but also be able to open up my life, stuff about my life, because I feel like there's a lot that I generally, I wouldn't say keep from people, but I feel like, I think everyone has a certain thing of being authentic with certain people and maybe you're more honest than others, but a lot of the times it's so hard to kind of be our real self around people because who we really are isn't one dimensional. There's just so many aspects to any one person. And so what I want to do is to be able to have a place where I can come and share my own spiritual journey. I want to do book reviews and kind of put this all together on one channel. I started a meditation group maybe about how long is it ago? About a month and a couple weeks, and we called it "Mind Your Own Business." Actually, before it was "Why don't you mind your own fucking business?" But we changed it to "Mind Your Own Business." Not for political reasons. Literally, it's just too long to put on anything. It's kind of annoying, so I decided to shorten it. So, "Mind Your Own Business Meditation Society" is what we ended up calling it. And a lot of the point of these videos is to really be able to connect with people. So I'm not going to do a lot of editing. It's not going to be really fancy. I just want to be able to put myself out there and kind of show how I'm really feeling about a whole bunch of different stuff. And the first topic that I want to talk about is just vulnerability. Because one thing I've realized is that vulnerability kind of goes hand in hand with intimacy. Um, in order to be intimate with someone, you really have to expose yourself to the things that you normally wouldn't share with people in a way that allows them to get to know you, because who we are, a lot of it is all the different stories and what we find interesting and what we find fun and all these different things on a deep level. But also too, I think, most people that connect with one another is through something intense, something that we can relate to on a deep level. Actually, I feel usually closer to someone telling me that their life is falling apart than just, oh yeah, everything's great, doesn't matter. Depending upon how real they're being. Um, and so for me, being vulnerable now has been this process because, I was a really big loner pretty much all through elementary school. Um, I really didn't have any friends. And then as I got older, like out of high school, basically, I started to socialize myself and teach myself how to interact with people on a more open basis that wasn't so shut down. And this is kind of like the next level of that. Um, and to me, vulnerability really has to do with accepting our own flaws and being willing to reveal those flaws to other people and say, hey, I have this issue, I have that issue. And it's kind of interesting because we usually think if we show people the things that we're not proud of or the things that, we don't like about ourselves, that they'll kind of like be like, oh, yuck, or, oh, you have this problem or whatever. But I find just quite the opposite to be true. That generally, the more we put ourselves out there, the more people gravitate towards us. They say, "Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so interesting," and it just brings it down. I think a lot of the reason why I have such a problem with most spiritual traditions and then spiritual literature is it has such a high sort of like it puts everyone on a pedestal where everyone's they're better than you and they have the answer or whatever it is. And I'm not claiming to have any answers. But what I do know is I've been really serious about the spiritual path for pretty much my whole life. Um, both my parents spent about 10 years in an ashram. The first 5 years of my life were there. Then we had different saints and gurus come from India for 5 years after that. When I was 13, 14, and 15, I did Native American Vision Quest, which most people don't even know what that is. Just for those, I guess, that don't know, an ashram is basically a Hindu community where you have one teacher and everyone just hangs out around them. And then the other one is where you go without food or water in the middle of the forest for 2 to 4 days. And so I did that. And then, we had another guru kind of after that. I got a little bit into energy healing, studied a bunch of different traditions. It's just kind of like my whole family's always kind of been into it. And it kind of became my thing too after I had a major spiritual awakening around 14. And I'll go into more into that in a later video. But then after that, when I was 21, I did my first Vipassana by Essen Goenka, which is a 10-day retreat. And you meditate from like 10, or no, more than 10, like at least 12 hours a day. And then after that, I ended up going and spending a whole year at that same center about 3.5 years ago. And that was really cool. And what did I do after that? And then I've also done ayahuasca, and I've done a whole bunch of stuff, I think there's a bunch of little details I'm kind of missing of stuff I did here and there, but that's kind of like the broad stuff. And so what I'm trying to do actually is to bring a group of people together who hopefully are interested in knowing what spirituality is, what I think about it, and hopefully they can develop their own opinions and their own thoughts. And I think I want to get into the next video a little bit more about what spirituality actually is and what I really mean by that. Because I think there's just so many misconceptions about spirituality and how it works, and it generally gets lumped in with self-improvement. But I think that, to me, spirituality is much more of a process. That, self-improvement is about going from like you go to the gym and you lift weights, going from A to B to C to D, and you get a little bit stronger each time. Well, spirituality has to do more with why. It has to do with who are you and why. And so, diving into those topics is a lot more complex than it sounds. And I think for, a lot of people it might sound kind of heady, but it really, we create all these meanings about life and who we are and all this stuff. And if you never look at them, you're basically a slave to them. You're not any better really than just being a pre-programmed animal. And I think that that's where most people are functioning at in the world in general. But I think there's a better way. And that better way is to start learning how to consciously become aware of your patterns, dissolve those patterns, form new patterns that you want to be there, all while maintaining sort of a deeper awareness about beingness. Not doingness, but beingness. Who are you? What is it that... How to explain beingness? I mean, beingness is really what is in the moment. When you really bring everything into the moment and you're able to relax and you're able to be present and confident about who you are and what your purpose is, to me, that's like what I would call almost like beingness. And so that's what I'm going to go into. Right now, I have a meditation group that's on Sunday in Tarzana at 7 p.m. And I'll leave a little link in the bottom of this video. And, we have a little Facebook group and also a Facebook page. But anyone that's interested in that, you're more than welcome to come. And so this is just the beginning. And I thank you for watching. And I hope to see you on Sunday. Cheers.